Okay, motion detection. I'll explain that to you. All right. That's not the camera. That's the standalone DVR that does that. Okay, and I'm going to give you an example of that. Okay, let's suppose you have one camera and it's looking out the street, down the walkway to the street. It sees cars going by, people walking by on the street. And let's also supposing on your walkway you have shrubs on either side of your walkway, okay? All right, so now what you do is you're sitting at your computer and your computer is looking at your standalone DVR and you have this picture up on your computer of this camera looking down the walkway to the street. Now your interest probably is not going to be if a car drives by or somebody walks by on the street. What you're more interested in is if they begin to approach the house, and to do that they're going to come up the walkway. So what you do with your mouse is you draw a box across the walkway in such a way that there's no way that they can get to the house without going through this designated boxed out area. Now the DVR recognizes any pixel change in that boxed out area, and then that'll start the recording. It does something else as well. It'll send you an alert. So for example, if you have your Android and you're having lunch downtown and somebody walks up to your door, you can get an email saying somebody's there with an attached picture of who it is. Okay, now the thing that you do is, if a car drives by, it's not going to do that because it's not in that boxed out area. Yeah, you can include wherever you want, right? But what you want to also not include are the shrubs. Because if the wind blows, you don't want to be getting emails just because the wind is blowing. All right, so what you do is you do that on each camera independently, Mike. So that way, with motion sensing, you can now get alerts and you can also have events recorded to your hard drive. And that's recorded to the hard drive inside. If you get a 500 gig hard drive, which could cost you like $70 or something, and you set your motion detection up properly, so you're only recording events that are important, you might be able to put 2 years on the one hard drive. It saves onto the hard drive, and then you can access that from any computer. So let's say you're at a friend's, and you get an alert that somebody has done something wrong, right? So now you can go to your friend's computer, look at your cameras online, and let's say, well, there was something that was important that was happening, so now you can go and look at that recorded event. And then you can take that recorded event and email it to the police. Well, of course, yeah. I mean, this is a serious surveillance project. And it used to be that you couldn't buy a standalone DVR for less than $1,500. And it's a joke that now we're selling them for $100 and $120. And the ones that we're selling today are 10 times better than the ones you would buy for $1,500 only 3 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, they used to sell for $1,500, but they didn't even have the H.264, they didn't have the programming, they didn't have the email alert. You know, I mean, all of this has happened just in the last couple of years. And it's come to the point now where you, someone like yourself, a do-it-yourselfer, can have a very sophisticated security system with lots of features, and it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg.